So it's no surprise that here in this anime called Lazarus, they end up saving the entire world and get the cure for Hapna, because they found Dr. Skinner. And it's so ironic how, he was just right underneath their noses when they had to go in every single corner of the world. They had to go everywhere, the Philippines, Europe, everywhere, just everywhere around the map. They literally traveled so much just to find out that he was just, somewhere they already visited, the homeless area near the riverbank. He was just right there chilling like a villain. And of course, here we had this background story about, this assassin, how they trained him to be emotionless. Pretty much, long story short, make him into a monster. But yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted this, gore and death and everyone just die off. Some of us, I'm sure we want some of that. Did we want to see everyone die? Absolutely. But did we not? But is it right? No, it's not right. Skinner doesn't really have that right. He shouldn't have the power of the gods to just decide, hey, I'm just gonna Thanos snap everyone and just get it over with. And it's crazy to me how Axel towards the end when they're talking here with Skinner, he was like, so do you really think we should allow everyone to live? It's like one of those questions where it's like, are you dumb? Like, are you really that dumb? Like if you're asking that sincerely, should the world just be destroyed? The answer is no. Of course not. There's just some bad apples making it into a hellhole for all the rest of us. The rest of us are just the silent majority, as Trump called. Here in the United States, Trump says the silent majority is with me. But no, in all seriousness, the silent majority is just chilling. We are just chilling in our homes, being in peace, watching our animes, watching some movie, keeping the world going, by consumerism or just going to work, our 9 to 5. This is the majority of us. This is the majority of us, and we're and just destroying all that is just ridiculous. It's just that we give too much noise to the bad apples. We spotlight all the bad shit that goes out in the world, and yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible stuff that happens out in the world, 100%, and we should give it attention in terms of trying to cure it, not trying to just, fight fire with fire and just completely destroy it. Now, when it comes to war, that's a whole nother topic. But I'm just talking about petty crimes and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely educate people about it and make a better society. And it all starts at home. It all starts at home. I grew up in a terrible household. No parents, no guidance. I'd get into fights every day. I didn't really have a great upcoming. But of course, it doesn't mean, I'm gonna keep fighting, being violent and all this stuff. To be fair, it was all in self-defense, guys. I was just a kid. I would fight every day in school when I was maybe 7, 8, 9 years old. I don't even fucking remember. But yeah, I've lived in those dark worlds. I've seen these hobos down the streets. I've seen hobos with no arms and no legs. This was when I was younger. It's just sad to see, but that doesn't mean, like Skinner said, there isn't light. No, not Skinner. Axel said there is still light in the world. There is still good in the world. And so, as you can see here, this anime is just wrapping up. This is episode 13 of Lazarus. This anime has been, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a lot of fun. I don't know if it has a real anime ending. I don't know if I don't even know what the original is. I could probably pull it up right now just to look it up. But just as a anime only watcher, this anime was just so much fun. I loved every single character, especially the guy with the hat. The guy, damn, holy shit. Don't ask me what her name is though, because I have guys, if you guys know me, I am terrible with names. I'm surprised I even remember the guy's name, Axel. You know, Skinner's such an easy name to remember, seeing as how he was the main antagonist. But yeah, guys, I think her name was Layla. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me. But yeah, guys, overall, probably going to give this a solid maybe 8 or 9 out of 10. I don't know. I think 9 out of 10 because I think this is over, right? I don't think it's going to have a second season. Everything's nice wrapping up. But at the same time, I feel like I really wanted that doomsday. I really wanted that doomsday, you know, because it is an anime. It is fiction. I want to just see within the anime, guys. All right, not in reality. Not in reality. All right, guys. I really just wanted to see this anime go south. I really like. I just wanted to see, you know, what would happen. Where would we go from here? If it went south, it'd be like doomsday. It'd be like another Resident Evil, you know, end of the world kind of a thing, kind of a feeling. But no. We got a happy ending. No one died. Everyone survived. There was no genocide. You know, humanity didn't get killed off. You know, so everyone is safe, guys. All right, everyone got the hapna. Look at everyone's faces. They're so surprised. Yeah, look, they're so surprised. Everyone's saved. Congratulations, guys. And they get to be free. What? They're not gonna be wanted criminals. What? So we can see here, you know, everyone just so happy and overjoyed. Everyone gets to live. Good for you guys. And of course they invite them back to the organization of Lazarus and the government. They're like, hell yeah, we'll go back. No, they're just happy to be free. And over here, Axel, of course, no, just wants to be. So here you can see everyone got the cure for the hap. No, they're not gonna die, guys. Everyone lives happily ever after. But of course, it also shows the grim reality that, you know, the world's not perfect. We got to go back and we got to go solve them, guys. In reality and in this anime, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, that's going to be it, guys. I think I've rambled on, you know, if you can see here, we're back to being at the back to the normie life. Look at this. They're showing us like the normie shit. Down Jones. Are you for real? Oh my God. I think I have my investments in there too. Then I hear, you know, going back to that. And right here was funny as hell too, because he used her PC. But yeah, overall, guys, I love this anime. It just sucks that, you know, we're not gonna get anything else after this. Yeah, this is pretty much the end. I don't think there's gonna be a second season. Right here, this girl right here, he's just like, you used my what? You use my PC? How dare you? How dare you use my PC? This is my PC. You don't use my PC. You don't touch it. Get your grimy hands, your meat holding hand off of it. Yeah, Elena, her name was Elena. Elena's like, how dare you put your masturbation hand on my PC? She throws the pillow, bro. This is some funny ass shit, bro. How dare you touch my PC? But anyways, yeah, honestly, bro, I'm gonna miss Lena. I'm gonna miss all these characters. They're just so odd. They're just either cool, hot, cute, you know, really athletic, you know, smart, intelligent, you know, or just, you know, overall, just they just have an aura. Now, these characters are just so different, but they just mesh so well. But anyways, that is all, guys. I really am gonna miss this anime for what it is, what it does, the messages that it has in store of it, everything, even the Lazarus thing, you know, raising Lazarus from the dead, you know, that's what it's based on, you know, a biblical story about how when Lazarus rose. And all these characters, 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, Axel, Christine, Elena, Douglas, and Leyland, all these are part of the Lazarus, and I'm gonna miss them dearly. They were just so well done, so well captured. But that is all. Rest in peace, Lazarus. Ironically, you know what I'm saying? This is the end. You know, I don't think there's gonna be a second season. But that is all. Thank you for your time, guys, for this anime.